What's up, you guys? SlimXTeamSymmetry here to bring you guys a new video today. I'm here to actually bring you guys my first new deck profile of the 2014 format. And yes, it is Dark World. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, you know what, like you said, you were never going to profile Dark World again. I really didn't think I would pick up Dark World again. I didn't think that the list would, have such a big impact. The dragons would be, they're still alive, but they're not as prevalent as they once were. So the ability to play Dark World and not like auto lose to dragons because you're constantly sending them to the graveyard with drag down and stuff like that made me realize that I can play this deck. This is one of the few decks that you can either main deck or side deck a full set of skill drains in, which I really like. The meta is going to be a lot of Fire Fist, a lot of water, a lot of other decks like Stellars, Evil Swarm, etc. And all those decks have one thing in common: they all rely on their effects. So being able to main deck or side deck skill drain is really, really good. I'm not maining skill drain in this deck. This build, I want to give a huge shout out to two people. First to Dark World Mofo, my good friend Marshall, the Dark World enthusiast, the main Dark World channel here on YouTube. He never gives up on this deck, and it's because of him. And also, I want to give a big shout out to Absence of Light. This is actually one of his builds. I don't know if it's card for card. If it is, thank you for posting the deck. I got it. I got this idea. I read an article on Core TCG, and then I followed a couple links and whatnot, and I got the basis for the build. And basically, I call this deck Nutso World, because literally you can draw your entire deck in a single turn if need be. I mean, I know that sounds stupid, like you're not going to draw your whole deck, but you're going to come pretty damn close. I've ended most turn ones with maybe 12 or less cards in the deck. The deck basically is a huge draw engine with just very simple Dark World monsters and level 8s to use trade in and advanced draw, and it just makes it really, really good. I'm going to link Dark World Mofo and Absence of Light's channels because you can find out more about the deck there. That's where I first got the deck, so don't think I invented it. I did not. I just got the idea from them, and I really like it, especially for this format. So we're just going to get into it right now, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So for things first, we got to run the standard 9 Dark Worlds. You got to run 3 Grapha. 3 Snow, 3 Brow. Those are standard in pretty much every Dark World deck. That never really changes. I'm running 1 Beige, not running Silva. Don't need it. Beige is better. Beige is amazing in this deck. You will go through multiple Graphas turn 1, usually, like, unless you draw really weird, like, and this card is just so crucial. I'm really happy it came holo, to be honest, because this was the last card I needed holo. But I really like this card a lot in the deck. And it's the 10th Dark World. It's the last Dark World. It's all you need. People are asking me if I'm going to run that new Dark World. It's not out yet, but as soon as it's out, I'll test it in some other builds. This is just one of my main builds of the deck right now. And the last 3 monsters are 3 Malefic Stardust Dragons. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why in the hell are you running this card? You'll see in the main deck why. I'm running Advanced Draw. I'm running Trade-In. And I'm also running, of course, Gates of the Dark World. People forget that, alright, at worst, this card can protect your Gates of the Dark World. That's really, really important because Prophecies still have their field card. Ravine is gone, but Prophecies are a very relevant deck, and they have the Spellbook Tower, and that's a real problem. So being able to protect your Gates of the Dark World with Malefic Stardust isn't a bad option either. So I really like this card, and it has plenty of synergy with the cards you'll see in the main deck, and it's a very easy side out if it's not needed for the matchup. That's it for the monsters. It's just 13 monsters. We like to keep it simple in Dark World. Not that many monsters are needed. You draw through the deck so fast you don't need more monsters. So on to the spells. 3 Gates. Self-explanatory. 3 Dark World Dealings, like my favorite card. Nannigan Dealings. You always run 3. 3 Drag Down to the Grave. I feel this format with so many effect decks, so many decks that need to get their combo pieces, like needing to get tankies and stuff like that. Drag Down is just really good, take away their options before they get started. It's just really good. Seeing the opponent's hand is just stupid, like honestly, like it always has been, but even more as formats change, the card becomes more and more prevalent and very influential on what you can do with this deck. The 3 Patrick Hobins, the Upstart Goblins, 37 card deck. Basically, this is almost like a negative deck by the time you go through all the draw cards. Now this is the most controversial card in the deck. 3 Into the Void. At first, I hated this card. I absolutely just despise this card. I didn't want to run it. I thought it was trash because of its secondary effect. I mean, first you have to have 3 cards in hand, and then at the end phase you have to discard your hand. But then through testing and through actually like being smart with my plays, I would notice that I could end my board, and instead of having to discard my hand, I can end up setting my hand, or I could just discard a bunch of Dark World monsters. They all trigger their effects, and it actually worked out really nicely. This is one of the main cards that comes out every game 2 and 3. It's a very easy side out. I usually side out these 3 for 3 skill drain, just because this card is like another Upstart Goblin, but you just have to be very careful, because if you don't play this card right, you are going to lose. I've lost a lot of games in the beginning because I didn't know what I was doing with this card, but now that I've tested it more, I do like it in the deck. It is optional. You don't have to play it, but I like it. You know, it makes your deck even faster. This automatically, with the 3 Void and the 3 Upstart, you're already looking at a 34 card deck, so I really like that a lot. It just makes the deck really, really fast. On to the rest of the crazy draw engine. 3 trade-in. We have 6 targets. We got 3 Stardust, 3 Grapha. Really good. A lot of times you just want to trade in the Stardust. Trading in Grapha isn't that bad because you can always get it back. I do like Grapha's popping ability though, so you have to just decide at the time being, do you want to get Grapha to grave ASAP, or are you trying to pop something? So trading is just really good. And 3 advanced draw. People don't know what this card does. A lot of people don't know what this card does, actually. Tribute to level 8, draw 2 cards. Really, really good. Like, if you have the field out, you can special summon this, and then just go advance, draw, tribute this, draw 2 cards. Same with Grapha. Grapha Beige. You know, having Beige and Graphas is basically free Graphas, so every time you have that, you can just advance draw, and you can draw, like, multiple cards. Like, very easy to do, and it has really good synergy with all these cards. Like, you're going to draw big hands. The end of the Voids can be a little bit of problematic, but then at the end phase, if you feel you don't need to draw more cards, you can discard these, or you can set them. Your back row is usually open. We only run 2 traps. So just a really good card, and like I said, they're easy board outs if they don't work out properly. Now on to the one-ofs. One Allure. We have plenty of targets. It's not bad to allure away a Malefic Stardust at worst, or multiple Brows, so it's not that bad. 1 Foolish, self-explanatory, you get Grapha to grave. And since we don't have Reborn anymore, I still run the Gateway to the Dark World. I like this card a lot because you're going to send a lot of monsters to the graveyard, whether it be a Grapha, whether it be a Dark World monster. And, you know, just having this is just like an insurance policy. Like, I've had so many times that just through testing, like, they attack and I flip this and bring back a Grapha, which isn't the ideal play, but it prevents you from being destroyed. And it's also really good when end phase you gateway a Dark World monster, and then during your main phase you bounce back. It's a free Grapha, you know, combo it with advanced draw, and it's stupid at that point. You just, like, pretty much just draw your whole deck and win. And then I run the 1/1 day apiece, because why the hell not? 33 card deck, I guess, if you want to say it like that. I think Pat would be happy. We tried to bring it down as much as possible. I like this card a lot because you go through the whole deck so fast, and at the end, activate 1 day apiece, and it's like, go. It's like, if you don't do anything to me this turn, I'm going to probably win next turn, and they can't really do anything. They can't reduce your life points to 0, so you buy yourself a whole turn, and then you just show them, you know, a field of multiple Graphas or some rank 8s and a Grapha, and you pretty much win right there. So that's it for the spells. It's a lot of spells. This is craziest spell books. And then just the 2 traps, 1 of each virus. I originally wanted to put 2 skill drains, but I realized that against some decks, like water being so prevalent, I really didn't want to play skill drain. It's not that good against that deck. They get around it way too easily with their discard effects. Heavy infantry, they can just pop it if they need to, but honestly, they can just play right around skill drain. They don't have 3 Diva anymore, so it's not as good. So I just wanted to play the 2 viruses because this card kills water, and this card kills rogue decks. Like, honestly, like Constellars, Evil Swarm, all those decks, call traps, you win. Against Fire Fist, call spells, you win. Like, you know, there's just a lot of ways to get around problematic decks. So those are the only 2 traps, and that's why. But yeah, 40 cards. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. I guess I'll show you guys like some of the extra deck cards you may need. I don't have all of them, unfortunately. Like, they're not, I don't have access to all of them, but you're gonna make a lot of rank 8s in this deck, and I know that sounds crazy, but it happens a lot. The first thing you gotta remember, you have to have 3 that's not Stardust. You need to have 3 Zen mains. No 3 Zen mains. You need 3 Stardust Dragons because of the Malefic, so just remember that. You have to pack your extra deck with 3 Stardust, but it's okay because you have the room. The main ones you want to get, though, Zombie Stein is amazing. This is a 4,500 beater. Like, Jesus. Like, this card in Grapha, like, with Skill Drain is game. It's like 75 right there. You just bring up 1 more monster, you win. I like this card. Galaxy Eyes has a really cool effect. Gimmick Puppet. Everyone wants me to run all the Gimmick Puppets. I have to get them. So if people have Gimmick Puppets for trade or something, you know, let me know. I need to get the other ones. The other one that's like has a big defense and has that really cool effect. I like that card though. You know, anything's good. You know, 3,000 beaters aren't bad. You're supposed to run Heliopolis. I don't have one anymore. I have to find Heliopolis. And then this guy. Why not? 3 Graphas happens a lot, believe it or not. Plus, this is a level 8 overlay with it. It's kind of stupid, but it happens a lot. Because unfortunately, the only contradiction is that this card prevents you from attacking with all your monsters, but if you get up another Grapha, you just overlay and it's like, okay, problem solved. I'm going to attack you for game this turn. And then I guess, like, the ones that if you need to, like rank 3s are very hard to make in this deck, but I mean the main ones like Zen Mains, Olivier, Tempo, I mean I guess Acid Golem, I guess the second Zen Mains, I don't really know, but those are just some options. And then you can make rank 4s with the snows and whatnot, but let's be honest, we don't really XYZ that much. Believe it or not, you're going to find yourself going into rank 8s more, because they actually are the difference between you winning that turn and not attacking for enough. Through some like calculations and stuff, I realized that if I brought up, if I brought this up and then I was able to spam 2 more Graphas, that's 9,000, I win the game right there. Or with Zombie Stein, Skill Drain, like it all just adds up to where you end up winning the game because you make these rank 8s. And there are more rank 8s, and I will add them and do an updated deck profile as the format continues. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I call this Nutso World. This is Absence of Lights builds. I just want to give him a big shout out. I hope you guys will check out his channel. All good Dark World content. People are going to hate on Dark World. It always happens. Don't really care. Never really cared. I don't see why people have to hate on every deck, It's not Dragons, but they're like, oh, Dark World's so unfair. It's like, no, it's not. It sure as hell didn't do anything last format. But it's definitely a deck that I think you guys should try out. This was a really great build, and big shout out to Absence of Light for piloting it and making it, and finding out all the kinks just to make things work. And Dark World Mofo worked it in as well. Trying to figure out Into the Void, you guys. Like seriously, like this card, like it seems really bad, but test it out. It's actually really good. You'll see why. Like trust me, if you play it right and you don't haphazardly activate the card, you'll see how good it is. It makes the deck a lot faster. The upstarts. And then these cards are just dumb. The trade-ins and the advanced draws. I mean, where else can you use 6 draw cards that all work with your monsters and you pretty much are floaters all day? Like, it's crazy. And then, the one-ofs, they take care of everything. The one day, it's still really good. And then the 2 traps, it takes care of everything. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Thumbs it up. I still have to make the Dragoonity deck profile for you guys. I'm missing 1 Phalanx. If anyone has a Hidden Arsenal Phalanx and they're willing to trade or sell it to me or give it to me because you love me, I'd be very happy. I give you a shout out. I just really need to get a 3rd Phalanx, and for the life of me, I can't find one. It's just a bad day. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Thumbs it up. Thumbs up for Dark World. I know a lot of people are going to say no, fuck Dark World, but you know what, whatever. New format, new deck, let's have some fun. I want to have fun. I want to play a deck I really enjoy. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs it up. Sub to Dark World Mofo and Absence of Light. Channel annotation down below. And thank you for watching.